with that, I say welcome to the conversation on TOSTV Network, your digital first Pan-African news network, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. And of course, my name is Ade Sawasi. The conversation today is going to, quite educate you, and of course, be engaging as well. But before then, I'll bring you COVID-19 updates from across Africa, and after that, it's straight into the big story. You're still here in the conversation on TOSTV Network, and as I always tell you, you should be a part of the community. Just follow us across all social media platforms. That's TOSTV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. It's TOSTV Network. And of course, stream our website for news, stories, and happenings from across the world. It's www.tostvnetwork.com. Now, moving straight into the conversation for today. Today, we're going to be looking at, there's been a lot of push for Nigeria to, look inward and look towards start manufacturing whatever we consume rather than just, importing the majority of what we consume in the country. So today on the conversation, we're going to be looking at or answering the question of if Nigeria can actually, survive solely on locally made goods that's made in Nigeria goods. And I have here with me in the studio Prince Aliyu Audu, who basically understands economics and business. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, thank you.
Yes. So, can Nigeria? Let me just put a question to you straight up. There's been a lot of fracas about Nigeria, just basically consuming whatever we produce, looking towards just producing the majority of what we consume. So, do you think we as a country, considering the many failures of different sectors, the power sector, oil and gas, health, infrastructure, and all of that, do you think we can actually get to that point where we are talking about just consuming what we produce in the country?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Now, we can almost get to that point, not 100%, but I'll say 90 to 95%, because it's a necessary ingredient for every country to have towards development. If you're going to develop, you're moving from a developing country to get developed, you must be able to produce what you consume.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, we suffer from importation, and importation is really affecting the economy. We import food. We have a food import bill of $5 billion yearly. We import sugar. We import wheat. We import milk.
Yeah.
We import fish. We import a lot of things. Now, we have enough agricultural land that we can grow these things. We don't have to produce sugar. Burkina Faso, Tanzania, and Senegal produce their sugar. According to the African Development Bank, Nigeria has enough agric land to produce sugar and export, but we're not doing it. And that is a problem. Dangote is one of the largest importers of sugar. That's not helping the country. Now, what you don't understand is that when you import things, you're not only taking your money and giving them, you're taking your jobs and giving them, you are depreciating the naira because you're going to demand dollars to import these things. That is putting pressure on the naira. There'll be less demand for the naira, more demand for forex, and that's going to devalue foreign exchange. Now, every country, if you look at the BRIC economies, Brazil, Russia, India, and China, before they got to the point of being a developed country or a first world country, they went through a period of gestation, a period whereby they produced their things and consume their own products. And over time, they perfecting it and start to export. Every country has to do that. That is the only way you create jobs. Now, we have 110 textile industries in Nigeria in the past. You remember we had the Arawa textiles.
Yeah.
That is all gone. Now, what we have is the Chinese bringing in textiles at very cheap prices and dumping them in the market. It is what they call dumping. Out of 110 textile companies we only have 10 left, and they only do on pay as you go order, or you place an order and they produce for you. Now what this means is that those companies have lost 110 different 100 jobs. 100 companies comes with different jobs. We have lost all that jobs now. That's what it means.
Okay.
And we are now relying on foreign goods.
Okay.
Now, for any country to succeed, South Africa, Brazil, China, Russia, you must consume locally made in Nigerian products, so locally made in whichever country products. If you look at China, they have their own cars. And now we have innocent motors. We should consume. We should make it mandatory like it was in the 80s. If you want, and it has to start with the government. Every government official should make the official car innocent motors. What you're doing is you are using Nigerian people's money to create jobs for Nigerians. If any government official is driving a foreign car, is a disservice to this country. Why? You're taking the jobs. If you're driving a Mercedes, you're taking the jobs of Nigerians and taking it to Germany. And that's why you see we're having a lot of crime, Yahoo boys. You need to give these people a sense of belonging, economic sense of belonging.
Okay, but let's look at what like the effort of the government so far in getting to this point that you have mentioned. I do know that I mean yesterday, even though that's owned by Dangote, but a $2.5 billion fertilizer plant was inaugurated yesterday. And I do know that also some time ago President Muhammadu Buhari actually ordered closure of borders to stop importation of I think rice, and that has given birth to the rice pyramid that we have, the production, majority production of rice in the country. And then you mentioned innocent motors as well. I do know that I think the VIO is said that they're only going to use innocent motors, right?
Well, it should be replicated in all government agencies.
Yes. And then the incoming Anambra State Governor, that's Charles Olude, also said he's only going to use that. So do you think that we are, as a country, are starting to get it right, like a step in the right direction?
Well, we need to move faster. We're too slow to getting into the right direction. We need to move faster because I understand that the government is doing, is taking some steps, especially the closure of borders, as you said, the rice pyramid that led to ban in the importation of rice, and then giving credit schemes, support, financial support to farmers, and that led to what we have now, rice pyramid. Nigerians are producing their rice, and we're getting to a point whereby we want to start exporting, maybe to African countries and other countries. Now, we're no more going to go to Thailand to import from Thailand. That means we're keeping the jobs in Nigeria. That is good. That's a good step. We see Dangote is building the fertilizer company, the refinery. Those are good steps. Dangote is one man. You know, he has done that. He also has some things he's doing that are not exactly right, like sugar. So we need to bring all the industries into Nigeria to create the jobs. And it needs to be replicated in a faster rate, at a geometric rate. We're moving at a very arithmetic rate. We need to move at a geometric rate.
Can you break that down? When you say we're moving at a very
we're moving 1, 2, we're taking snail steps. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
We're in this teenage, the internet age, the 21st century, that we need to move faster than that, because we have a growing population, a population of 200 million and going, and we have 30% of that population that is unemployed, looking for jobs. We have a lot of university graduates that are looking for jobs. So we need to tap in from other countries, see what they're doing, and move faster than we're doing. We need to be able to partner with the private sector, not just Dangote. There are a lot of businessmen out there. You need to open up the economy to investors to come from abroad and bring in foreign direct investment instead of going to Ghana. And this will create jobs. This would enable them to come and set up factories here and start production here. These are going to create jobs. So we don't need, because of the size of the population and the size of the economy, we cannot afford to move in an arithmetic rate as we are going now.
Okay.
The president is trying, the government is trying, but we need to move faster because people are getting hungry, population is growing, and a lot needs to be done. We have the resources, especially in agriculture. So, and Nigerians are very resourceful and intelligent people. So we need to move faster. It took 25 years to 30 years from Russia, when it was USSR, to become a developed country. Today, Russia is threatening the whole world. As you can see, because of the war in Russia, wheat, the price of food has gone up. Price of gas in Europe has gone up. Okay. So we need to key ourselves into various the world economy at a faster rate. We're 60-something years. Yeah. It took Russia just 30 years to move from USSR to become a world power. We can do it, but we cannot afford to move at this arithmetic rate we're doing. Okay. We need to move much faster than this.
Okay, we're wrapping up in a bit. So in just 1 minute, let me put a question out to you. So can Nigeria as a country solely survive on locally made goods?
To a greater extent, we can survive on locally made goods because Nigerians are industrious. We are producing our own cars. We have the ability to provide our own foods and a lot of other things. We can produce our own oil. We already have refineries. So to a greater extent, 90 to 95% of the goods we consume, we can produce them in Nigeria. We don't need to buy luxury and goods or article of ostentation. Those are not necessities in economics. The main goods that we need, food, transportation, factors of production, we can produce that. And when it comes to sophisticated machinery that we need to go and import to produce other things, then we can go and import them. But we need to cut down the importation to about 90%. And we need to just import about 10% and cut down the importation. We should be looking at exporting because we have the resources, we have the capabilities, and we have the ability to produce. We are setting up a lot of economic free zones to encourage people to come and produce. We have a huge land, resources, human resources, just like Brazil. Even South Africa produces their own machinery, military, and what have you. Recently, I heard that Belarus came to place an order for armored cars from Nigeria. That's to tell you that Nigeria is industrious. We can get to the point of producing our own plane. We can do a lot of things. We have the technology, we have the know-how, and we have the human resources. We have the population. And the Nigerian population are very intelligent people. They're ready to work. So we need to empower them. And if you don't empower them, you're creating the reserved army, and they will go become Yahoo boys and start going into Boko Haram and all that. So you need to empower them economically so that they can key into the economy and produce for the economy so we can do well.
All right.
So we can produce up to 95% of our goods and services if we're serious about it.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on the conversation this morning. Thank you. And thank you for staying with me on the conversation this morning. Do not forget, I'll be back here same time, same channel tomorrow. But before then, follow TOSTV Network across all social media platforms. It's TOSTV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The channel to subscribe to on YouTube is TOSTV Network. And of course, you should stream our website, www.tostvnetwork.com for news, stories and happenings from across the world. Thank you again. My name is Adesu. I'll see you tomorrow.